11 families turned Nisha Kaur Webber down before she found her forever home. Can you believe it? Sunny Leone and Daniel Webber stepped in, changing everything for this little girl. But why did so many say no before Sunny and Daniel said yes? You might think it was about Nisha's background or health, but that's not the case at all. For Sunny and Daniel, the decision was simple. They wanted to start a family. And Nisha, she was exactly what they were looking for, even if they didn't know it at first. This story isn't your typical celebrity adoption tale. It's about to challenge everything you thought you knew about famous people bringing kids into their lives. Picture this: Sunny Leone, living it up in Canada, successful and glamorous. But something was missing. She and her husband Daniel Webber had it all: career, fame, money. But there was this emptiness they couldn't shake. Then, out of nowhere, a phone call changed everything. The adoption agency was on the line with news that would flip their world upside down. There was a little girl who needed a home. Sunny and Daniel's hearts raced. Could this be what they'd been searching for? Now, let's look at Nisha's life before Sunny came along. Imagine a crowded orphanage in Latur, India. Children everywhere, but Nisha stood out. She'd been there longer than most, passed over by 11 families already. Can you imagine how lonely she must have felt? This wasn't the life any child deserved. The truth behind Nisha's situation is heartbreaking. Her biological parents had taken their own lives, leaving little Nisha all alone in the world. It's a harsh reality faced by too many children in India, where village life can be unforgiving and infant mortality rates are sky high. Sunny and Daniel had actually started thinking about adoption 2 years earlier, never imagining it would lead them to Nisha. Now, faced with the biggest decision of their lives, questions swirled in their minds. A little girl needed them, but were they ready? Could they give her the love and stability she deserved? In that moment, something clicked. All the success, all the fame, it didn't compare to the chance to change a child's life. Sunny and Daniel looked at each other and knew. They said yes to Nisha, yes to becoming parents, yes to creating a family bound by love, not blood. But don't think this is where the story ends. Oh no, it's just the beginning. Sunny and Daniel were about to face challenges they never could have imagined. How would Nisha adjust to her new life? How would they navigate the language barrier? And let's not forget, how would Sunny's fans react to her new role as a mom? Get ready, because Sunny Leone's journey from Bollywood star to doting mother is about to take some wild turns. And Nisha, her life was about to change in ways she couldn't even dream of. The adventure was just starting for this new family, and you won't believe what happens next. India's adoption process is a maze that even celebrities struggle with. But for children in rural areas, the situation is dire. The harsh reality? Only about 4,000 adoptions happen each year in India, mostly in urban areas. Rural kids are often left behind, forgotten in an overwhelmed system. Why is this happening? Rural India faces challenges you wouldn't believe. Poverty, lack of education, and limited health care all play a part. Many families can barely feed themselves, let alone adopt a child. Orphanages are underfunded and understaffed, struggling to keep up with the endless flow of children in need. The government has tried to streamline the adoption process, but progress is slow. NGOs are fighting an uphill battle in rural areas. Some are setting up mobile health clinics, while others are running education programs in remote villages. But they're up against massive odds. Even for children with families, life in rural India is tough. Education, often out of reach. Healthcare, limited at best. Opportunities to break the cycle of poverty, few and far between. Many of these kids will never reach their full potential, simply because of where they were born. So, what does this mean for children like Nisha? She's one of the lucky ones, scooped up from a rural orphanage and given a chance at a better life. But for every Nisha, thousands of other children are still waiting, still hoping for their own miracle. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? While we celebrate Nisha's happy ending with Sunny and Daniel, we can't forget about all the other children still out there. They're waiting for their own fairy tale, their own chance at a better life. And until something changes, many of them will keep on waiting. Now let's get back to Nisha's story. From rags to riches, Nisha's life changed dramatically. But what happens when the palace doors close? The challenges Nisha, Sunny, and Daniel faced might surprise you. Picture this: little Nisha, suddenly in a world of luxury. Spacious bedrooms and toys galore replaced the crowded orphanage rooms. Sunny and Daniel showered her with love, determined to give her the childhood she deserved. But all that glitz couldn't erase the past overnight. Nisha had to adjust to a whole new way of life. It was like being dropped in a foreign country. Daniel Webber didn't sugarcoat it. He said, "We've been told it's going to take her some time to adjust in this new environment." Talk about an understatement. But it wasn't all tears and tantrums. There were moments that melted hearts and cemented bonds. Sunny couldn't contain her joy when she said, "The moment she looks up at you and smiles, it just melts your heart." It's those little moments that make all the challenges worth it, right? Now, you might think, sure, but celebrity parents can throw money at any problem. Well, hold on. Sunny and Daniel knew that cash alone couldn't buy happiness or stability. They rolled up their sleeves and got to work. They hired tutors, arranged play dates with other kids, and even learned a bit of Marathi themselves. That's dedication. But here's where it gets really interesting. Nisha had to adjust to fame too. Paparazzi, red carpets, and curious fans became part of her world. How do you explain that to a little girl who's still learning what family means? Sunny and Daniel had to become super protective, shielding Nisha from the harsh spotlight while still letting her enjoy her childhood. So how did Nisha's life change after being adopted? In ways both big and small. She went from being undernourished to thriving under their care. She learned a new way of life. And most importantly, she found unconditional love. But don't think this is where the story ends. Oh no, there's more. Just when Nisha was settling into her role as the apple of Sunny and Daniel's eye, life threw another curveball their way. Let's just say Nisha's family was about to get a whole lot bigger. But that's a story for another time. You might think Nisha's adoption was the biggest surprise for Sunny Leone and Daniel Webber, but fate had another twist in store. On March 4th, 2018, just months after adopting Nisha, Sunny and Daniel welcomed twin boys, Noah and Asher, via surrogacy. Talk about a plot twist. Imagine being Nisha. One day, you're the center of attention. The next, you're suddenly a big sister to two tiny babies. It's enough to make anyone's head spin. At first, Nisha was confused. Who were these noisy little creatures taking up all of mom and dad's time? But as days went by, something magical started to happen. Nisha began to embrace her role as big sister, helping with diaper changes, sort of, and showering her baby brothers with kisses. Raising 3 kids under 3 turned their life into a whirlwind. There was the time Nisha decided to help by giving the twins a marker makeover, or when she tried to teach them to dance, resulting in a tornado-hit living room. But through it all, Sunny and Daniel couldn't stop smiling. This was the family they'd always dreamed of. Now, Nisha's growing up in a world that's both ordinary and extraordinary. She's just like any other kid her age, going to school, playing with friends, driving her parents crazy with her latest obsessions. But she's also the daughter of 2 of India's biggest celebrities. Sunny and Daniel work hard to keep Nisha grounded despite their fame. They've got a strict no social media rule at home. Sunny explained, "They need to be children right now." It's their way of protecting Nisha and her brothers from the pressures of public life. When it comes to birthdays, they go all out. Each year they throw a party that would make any kid jealous. But it's not about fancy decorations or expensive gifts. It's about celebrating the day that changed their lives forever, the day Nisha became their daughter. In public, Nisha is a rare sight. Sunny and Daniel are fiercely protective of their children's privacy. When Nisha does make an appearance, It's always under their watchful eyes. They're determined to give her as normal a childhood as possible, despite the constant attention from paparazzi and fans. As Nisha grows older, Sunny and Daniel face new challenges. How do they explain their unique family structure to a curious child? How do they prepare her for inevitable questions about her adoption? It's not easy, but they tackle each hurdle with love and honesty. Sunny summed it up perfectly. They, Nisha, Noah, and Asher, are between the age of 4 and 6. It is all about them, not about us right now. For Nisha, she's living a life that's richer than any fairy tale, because it's real. Nisha's arrival turned Sunny and Daniel's world upside down. The glamorous celebrities became doting parents overnight, swapping red carpets for bedtime stories. And you know what? They couldn't be happier. The bond between Nisha and her new parents shows that family goes beyond blood. Sunny and Daniel picked Nisha, and she chose them right back. It's a connection deeper than any DNA test could ever prove. Nisha's story makes us think about what really makes a family. Is it shared genes, shared experiences, or something more? In a world that can feel so divided, isn't it amazing to see love creating new families in unexpected ways? As we wrap up Nisha's tale, it's clear that sometimes the families we choose become our strongest support. And that's something truly worth celebrating, don't you think?